नमो नमः। संक्षेपरामायणस्य व्याकरणौषाणाम् अध्ययनम् इत्यस्मिन् वर्गे सर्वेषां स्वागतमस्ति। We'll say the prayer. गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरुः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो. Soumya Bhagini will be today taking the lecture. She is joining, but till that time we can just chant few shlokas of Sankshepa Ramayanam. Let me open the, just a minute, give me a minute. Soumya Bhagini Agata, okay. Astu. I will stop sharing Bhagini and you can proceed. Dhanyavadaha Bhagini. You are here.
Stay.
So Soumya Bhagini will be today teaching us about Tadhitas and, if possible, remaining Kudantas. Thank you, Bhagini.
नमस्सर्वेभ्यः। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोर्मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो. अद्य वयं तद्धित प्रत्ययानां विषये किञ्चिदिव ज्ञातुं प्रयत्नं कुर्मः. गतपाठे अस्माभिः दृष्टं संस्कृते पदं द्विविधं भवति, तिङन्तं सुबन्तं च. So the final components of the sentence are padas of two kinds, tinganta and subanta. And within these, we find that there are 7 kinds of pratyayas. Tingantam padam yatra bhavati tatra dhatoho ting pratyayah yojyante. So the first kind is the ting pratyayas, which we see in tingantas. Patati, patataha, patanti. So the ti, taha, anti, those are the ting pratyayas. Similarly, in subantas, we have the sup pratyayas added to pratipadikas. So if we have balaha, balau, balaha, the su, au, jas, they are called the sup pratyayas. They are 2 kinds of pratyayas. Within the tinganta, that is between the dhatu and ting pratyaya, we often find another kind of pratyaya called the vikarana pratyaya. So vikarana pratyayas are those which never occur independently. That is, they are always sandwiched between dhatu and ting, and they do not have a meaning as such. Vikarana pratyayanam arthaha na bhavati. Rupa siddhyartham, their main function is to generate the correct form of the tinganta. Similarly, when we look at the subantas, in between the pratipadika and the sup, we often find stri pratyayas. So stri pratyayas again, for the most part, they perform only the function of denoting a stritva, that the pada is feminine in gender. So any pratipadika, to specifically denote stritva, the feminine gender, we add the pratyayas called stri pratyayas. So both these perform very specific functions, and the pratipadika with the stri pratyaya, it is considered as a new pratipadika, and it takes supratyayas and the forms. So these are the 4 pratyayas. Then at the level of vritti, right, we find 3 pratyayas. So first is the sanadi pratyayaha, sanadyanta dhatu vrittihi, where the sanadi pratyayas are added in specific meanings. Okay, so the speciality of the sanadi or the vrittis is that they are added in very specific meanings and they generate a dhatu. So dhatoho pratipadikaat subantadva sanadi pratyayah bhavanti. By adding sanadi pratyayas, we are generating a new dhatu. Similarly, by adding krit pratyayas to a dhatu, we generate a pratipadika, or by adding tadhita pratyayas mainly to subantas, we generate a pratipadika. So both kridantas and tadhitas belong to vritti. Vrittihi panchavidha bhavati. गतपाठे दृष्टवन्तः कृद्वृत्तिः तद्धितवृत्तिः सनादिवृत्तिः इति प्रत्ययाः भवन्ति. In addition, we have samasa and ekashesha. Those are not pratyayas. So when we look at the pratyayas in Samskrita, there are 7 kinds of pratyayas, of which in the last session we saw about the krit pratyayas to an extent. Adya vayam तद्धित प्रत्ययानां विषये किञ्चित् ज्ञातुं प्रयत्नं कुर्मः. तद्धित प्रत्ययाः अष्टाध्याय्याः चतुर्थाध्याये पञ्चमाध्याये च उक्ताः. Okay, so it is not 411 exactly, it's 4196. I will change it. So there are around 1100 sutras covering nearly 300 pratyayas which are called tadhita pratyayah. Okay. So tadhita pratyayah tadhitah iti sanyadhikarah bhavati. So tadhitah is a sutra 4176. So any pratyaya added by sutras in this range are called tadhita pratyayas. Prayena subantebhyah tadhita pratyayah bhavanti. Kechit tadhita pratyayah pratipadikebhyah api bhavanti. Atyantam viralataya tingantebhyah api bhavanti. So we will see later there are very, very rare a couple of tadhita pratyayas which are added to tingantas, but mostly they are added to either subantas or pratipadikas. Okay. And the end product of tadhita, that is the tadhitanta, will always be a pratipadikam. Tadhita pratyayanam yojanena pratipadikam nirmiyate. यथा अस्माभिः कृत् प्रत्ययानां विषये ज्ञातम् एवमेव तद्धित प्रत्ययानां विषयेपि ते एव अंशाः. The aspects are the same. The pratyaya, the prakriti, prakriya, the process of joining the pratyaya and prakriti, the meaning, the attributes of the tadhitanta, and the usage in sentence. But among these, for tadhitantas, 3 aspects are very, very important. They are unique. Okay, the rest are actually very simple. In Tadhita Prakarana, the Prakriya is fairly easy. There are not much variations. The attributes are also not very variant. Vakya prayoge tu yatha samanyatah namapadanam prayogah kriyate tathaiva kriyate. Tatra visheshaha adhikyena na bhavati. Kintu pratyayah प्रत्ययानां विषये प्रकृतेः विषये तथा अर्थस्य विषये. So these are the 3 key aspects, because mainly the meaning aspect of tadhitas. तत्र सामान्यतः तद्धितानां विषये यदा चिन्तयामः, so tadhitas convey a much wider variety of meanings compared to the kridantas. We actually could not complete, I mean, there was one aspect in my last lecture which I couldn't take, but that the meanings of kridantas, they generally indicate a karaka, okay, karta or other karakas, or bhave karmani, passive usage, and a few other meanings. Okay, it's fairly limited. Kintu tadhiteshu arthavaividhyam mahad bhavati. Okay. So some of the common ones which you should be familiar with: apatyarthaka tadhitaha, पुत्रः अथवा पुत्री यथा राघवः, सौमित्रिः, कौसलेयः इत्यादि. मतुबर्थः, so possessing something, धनवान्, गुणी, दन्तावलः इत्यादि मतुबर्थाः तद्धिताः भवन्ति. भावार्थः, meaning an attribute. So patutvam means being skilled, skillful. Udarata, generosity. Chaturyam, cleverness. So it can indicate attributes. Puranartha refers to the ordinals. Yatha Angla bhashayam first, second, third iti. Tattu Samskrita bhashayam tadhita pratyayanam sahayena kriyate. Atishayartha, the comparative and superlative degrees. So we saw Balavattaraha, Sundaratamaha, Jyeshthaha. So these are all some of the common meanings in Tadhitas. But in addition, there are many, many Tadhitas which are added in very specific senses. Okay. Shatena Kritaha, Shatyaha. So it's a single word, Shatyaha. Kaha arthaha iti chet, Shatena Kritaha. So the word Shatya means it has been bought using 100. Okay. So it's something that you have bought. Shatya Shatika or Shatyam Phalam, something. Vetanena Jivati Vaitanikaha. So Vaitanikaha means a salaried person. So we have different kinds, salaried, self-employed. So to indicate a salaried person, there is a specific tadhita pratyaya which says Vaitanikaha. Vyakaranam adhite vedava. Vayyakarana. A person who studies or knows Vyakarana is called Vayyakarana, grammarian. So this is again a tadhita pratyaya. Astikaha. Asti paraloka iti matihi yasya. He who thinks that there is something beyond what we perceive through our senses. Right? So, paraloka, something beyond the current life or the current world. So, such a person is called astika. So, it is derived from asti using a specific tadhita pratyaya. Nasikayai hitam nasyam. So Natsya is very popular in Ayurveda. It's medication which is administered through the nose. Okay, so drops, usually different kinds of drops are called Nasya. So there it means that which is beneficial. So all these kinds of meanings. So Tadhita Pratyayas, an entire phrase, Anantaramapi Vayam Pashyamaha, बहु विशिष्टानि पदानि भवन्ति यत्र बहूनां पदानाम् अर्थः एकेन तद्धितान्तपदेन बोधयितुं शक्यते. तदेव तद्धितान्त इत्यस्य वैशिष्ट्यं. तस्मै हितं तद्धितं. So the word tadhita is derived from tasmai hitam. Tasmai nama prayogaya, that which facilitates usage. That is a more refined usage of the language is called as tadhita pratyaya. So tadhitanteshu, the prakritihi or the root word, arthaha, the meaning, pratyayaha or the affix. All three are important because you cannot add an affix to any root word. You cannot add an affix in any random meaning. All three are very specific, right? So in other cases, for example, if you take say Kridanta, there may be some say Kartrarthe Trich Pratyayah, Sarvebhyaha Dhatubhyaha Bhavati, can be added to any Pratipadika. But in Tadhitas, we normally do not find such generous pratyayas. So almost all pratyayas are governed by rules They can be added only to specific words and to denote specific meanings. So etesham trayanam api jnanena eva vayam tadhita pratyayanam upayogam kartum shaknumah. Right? Specific pratyayas added to specific words in specific meanings. That is the nature of any tadhita pratyaya. Okay. Tatra kim bhavati ityukte kaschit pratyayah. So if you take one particular pratyaya, it will have multiple meanings, right? So it can have, I've just shown 4, it doesn't mean only 4. There are some pratyayas which have multiple meanings. So in what meaning are we using in the current context, we need to understand. And when we take any particular meaning, there will be multiple pratyayas which can convey that particular meaning, right? So it is a many to many. Tatra yada vayam in databases when we study, so there are different kinds of relations. There is one to one or one to many, many to one, etc. Okay. So one to one is very easy. So one pratyaya, one meaning. Okay. One to many is also okay. One pratyaya has say 4 meanings. You can somehow manage with that. But in tadhitas we have many to many. So pratyayas are also many. Arthas are also many, because of which it is an advanced topic of Vyakarana. So udaharanartham an iti pratyayah asti. So an is one pratyaya, tadhita pratyaya, which has 55 different kinds of meanings. Tavantaha arthaha, not on the same word. Okay, I don't mean for the same word you can add. For different words in different contexts, it conveys different meanings. Raghoho apatyam. Raghavah ityatra an pratyayah asti. Kaha arthaha iti chet putraha athava tasya vamshe jataha ityarthaha. Raghavah raghoho vamshe jataha. Tadeva kashayam iti padam yada asti. Tatra kashayam means an ochre robe, the kind of robes which the sannyasins wear. It is called kashaya. It does not mean the descendant of somebody. It means kashayena raktam, that which has been dyed with the kashaya. That is called kashayam, that which is dyed with a saffron dye. There also we have the same pratyaya called an. Vasishtham. In Samaveda, there is a particular portion which is called Vasishtha. It means Vasishthena drishtam sama. Veda mantranam rishayaha drashtaraha bhavanti. So Vasishthena drishtam sama. Vasishtha means a sama. Sama is a section of Samaveda for which Vasishtha is the mantra drashta. Tatrapi an pratyayah eva. Aindram. Aindram havihi. In yajnas, when we say Aindra, it means a havis which is meant for Indra as the devata, to be offered to Indra. That is called Aindram havihi. Vayyakaranaha. Again, Vayyakarana, there also we have the same pratyaya called an, where the pratyaya means Vyakaranam adhite, a student of Vyakarana. So a descendant, something which is dyed, a Veda mantra, havis that is belonging to a particular devata, student. So there are so many meanings. There are actually many more, which we can see. Evameva ekam artham yada vayam svikurmah apatyarthah ityasti. Apatyarthe ke pratyayah iti yada chintayamah tatra षड्विंशतिः प्रत्ययाः सन्ति. So it is not only an which conveys the sense of apatyam. So depending on the pada, okay, yatha the same one. For Raghu, we add an to get Raghavaha. For Dasharatha, we add E pratyaya to get Dasharathihi. For Vinata, we add a different pratyaya to get Vainateyaha. For Diti, it is a different pratyaya. So, tatra kim padam iti ashritya tatra bhinnaha pratyayaha ekasmin arthe yojyante. Okay. So, this is all just to give an indication of one is the variety of Samskrita or the richness of Samskrita vocabulary. Prayaha bhavaha tadhitanam upayogam adhikyena na kurvanti samanyataha. Kintu tadhitaha, it is like the pinnacle of Samskrita vocabulary. Katham vaividhyam padaprayoge आनेतुं शक्यते इति तद्धितप्रत्ययानाम् अध्ययनेन वयं ज्ञातुं शक्नुमः. Okay. So now we will take a look initially at some common तद्धित प्रत्ययस्. एतत्तु प्रायः सर्वे जानन्ति, सर्वैः उपयोक्तुं शक्यन्ते. तत्र अपत्यार्थकाः तद्धिताः. Those are the most common kind, something which we find very frequently in literature also. So identifying a person through their ancestors, through their lineage, was very common in those days, because the lineage meant a lot about their virtues, about what they know, about how they behave, and so on. So apatyarthe bahavaha pratyayaha santi. Dasharathaस्य अपत्यं पुमान् दाशरथिः. पर्वतस्य अपत्यं स्त्री पार्वती. विनतायाः अपत्यं पुमान् वैनतेयः. So all these are called apatyarthaka tadhitaah. Evamev bhavarthaka tadhitaah. So bhava means different in a kridanta scenario, and it means different in a tadhitanta. Kridanteshu bhave prayogaha athava bhave pratyayah ityukte क्रियावाचकः इत्यर्थः. यथा पठनम इत्युक्ते भावे ल्युट्. So when we say bhava in the context of kridanta, it means action. The action of studying is called pathanam. The action of eating is called bhojanam. Action of singing is called ganam. So bhave in kridantas means action, whereas in tadhitantas it means the attribute. Madhurasya bhavaha, the attribute of something which is sweet, is called sweetness. So tasya madhurata, madhuratvam, madhuryam. Trayaha pratyayaha santi. These are actually some of the generic pratyayas, the tal and tva. So tal always is strilinga. So we have ta, madhurata, shurata, jadata. All those are called tal pratyayas. And the tva, madhuratvam, shuratvam, krishatvam, dirghatvam, hrasvatvam, so on. And ya is another pratyaya, madhuryam, shauryam, ityadi. So these are all called bhavarthakaah tadhita pratyayaah. Evamev sambandharthakaah pratyayaah bhavanti. So that which belongs to somebody. Right? So the sense of shashti vibhakti. So indrasya ayam. So these are all visheshanas. So it can be used in all three lingas. So aindraha, aindraha ashvaha, aindri dik, aindram asanam, whatever. Right? So you can use aindra as a visheshana to anything belonging to Indra. Similarly, anything belonging to me, mama ayam madiyaha. So madiyaha gajaha, madiya shatika, madiyam pustakam. So rashtrasya ayam. Rashtriyah, rashtriya, rashtriyam. So that which belongs to the nation is called rashtriya. It is again a visheshana. These such tadhitas are called sambandharthakaha tadhitaha. Matvarthiyaha. So matup is a pratyaya which indicates a person in possession of something. So this and the previous, there is a difference. So in the previous case, we are talking about the object that is owned, whereas here we are talking about the owner. So he or the person who has dhana is called dhanavan or dhani. Dhanin iti nakaranta shabdaha. So dhani, dhaninau, dhaninaha. So gunavan, guni. Rupavan, rupi. इत्यादि. These are also used in all three lingas. So dhanavan, dhanavati, dhanavat, dhani, dhanini, and dhani. So there are two different pratyayas here. One is called matup, the other is called in or ini. So buddhihi asya asti, buddhiman, buddhimati, buddhimat. There is a variant of this which is called vini. So tejaha asya asti. We have tejas, vini. Instead of just ini, we have vin. So tejasvi, tejasvin iti shabdaha. So yashasvin, tejasvin, manasvin, etc. Okay. So all these are called matubarthaka pratyayaha or matvarthiya pratyayaha, which indicate the possessor, the owner of something, he who has money, he who has intelligence, etc. Tarap tamap pratyayaha tathaiva iyasun and ishthan. So these are the comparative and superlative usages. So dvayoho atishayena sundaraha. Yatra dvau staha tayoho yaha atishayena saundaryam apnoti saha sundara taraha ityuchyate. Bahavaha santi chet sundara tamaha. So tara is comparative, tama is superlative. Evameva, there is one more set. Tarap tamap is more common. Very similar to that, we have iyasun and ishthan. Okay. Vastutah prayoge etau pratyayau bahudha shruyete. Okay. So iyasun results in a sakaranta shabda. Okay. So patiyas, patishtha, iyasun and ishthan. Iyasun is comparative, ishthan is superlative. Okay. Variyan, varishtaha, jyayan, jyeshtaha, shreyan, shreshtaha. So jyayan means one who is elder of two, whereas jyeshtaha means eldest. Evameva. So atrapi lingatraye rupani bhavanti maya sarvatra na darshitam. So for comparative and superlative, we have two sets of pratyayas, tarap tamap and iyasun ishthan. तरप्तम प्रत्ययाः प्रायः सर्वत्र भवन्ति. इयसुन् इष्ठन् प्रत्ययाः तु केभ्यश्चित् शब्देभ्यः एव भवन्ति. Then we have many avyayas which are derived from tadhitantas, especially on sarvanamas. So tada, yada, kada, sarvada, ekada, anyada. So all these ending in da are tadhitanta avyayas indicating time. So yasmin samaye is yada, tasmin samaye or tasmin kale is tada, sarvasmin kale is sarvada, ekasmin kale is ekada. So da is a tadhita pratyaya indicating time, which can be added to many sarvanamas. Similarly, indicating place, we have tra. So atra, tatra, kutra, sarvatra, anyatra, ekatra, all these are avyayas, tadhitanta avyayas, derived by adding a tadhita pratyaya to sarvanamas. Evameva tha ityasti, yatha, tatha. So yena prakarena, in that manner or in which manner. Evam tadhitanta avyayani bhavanti. So just like we have kridanta avyayani, ktva, lyap, tun, namul. Mostly these are the four avyayas in kridantas. Tadhitanteshu api avyayani bahuni santi. Then we have puranarthakaha. So puranam is to complete. That is, there is say 4 people. When you add a fifth, it completes the number 5. So that is why the fifth member is called Panchanam Puranam. He who completes the number 5. So if you are just adding, say there are 4, there is a series of books. You put the first, you put the second, you put the third, you put the fourth. Then when you put that 5th book, the number 5 is completed. That is why we call it Purana. So Dvayohu Puranam, that which completes the number 2 is the second. So Dvitiyaha, Tritiya, Dvitiyam. Panchanam Puranam, Panchamaha, Panchami, Panchamam. Shatanam Puranam, Shatatamaha, Shatatami, Shatatamam. So this tama is different from tarap tamap. Okay, tatra artha padam drishtva eva jnatum shaknumaha. So we have different pratyayas. All these are called puranarthaka pratyaya. Then lastly, one of the common kinds of tadhitas are the samasanta pratyaya. Yatra samasam kritva samasasya ante kaschana pratyayah yojyate saha samasanta pratyayah iti uchyate. Okay. So we find many cases where the ending gets changed after a samasa. So one of the most common ones is Mahan Raja. Rajan iti nakaranta shabdah. Kintu tatpurusha samase akarantah bhavati iti vadamah. Katham akarantah bhavati iti chet tatra kaschit tadhita pratyayah asti. So the changing of the ending letter is because of the addition of a pratyaya. Those pratyayas are called samasantas. Samasanta, samasasya ante bhavanti yataha samasanta pratyayah. They are under the set of tadhitas. So dirgha panthaha, pathin iti shabdah samase patha iti akarantah bhavati. Dirgha pathaha. Mahoraskaha, tatra sankshapa ramayane prayah asya prayo mahorasko maheshvasaha gudhajatru rindamaha. So mahoraskaha, mahat uraha yasya saha. We have mahat and uras. Mahoras is sakaranta, but there is a pratyaya called ka, kap, which is added there to get mahoraska. Similarly, bahusuvarnakaha. Ashwamedha shatairištva tatha bahusuvarnakaihi. So bahuni suvarnani येषु ते यज्ञाः अथवा अश्वमेधाः बहु सुवर्ण. The ka at the end is a samasanta pratyaya. Bahu suvarnakaha. Similarly, navanam ratrinam samaharaha. Ratri is ikaranta, but in a samasa, it becomes akaranta. Navaratram. So, यद्यपि सामान्यतः नवरात्रि इति प्रयोगः सर्वत्र क्रियते, वस्तुतः संस्कृते नवरात्रम् इत्येव शुद्धम्. It is an akaranta shabda. So all this changes at the end of samasta padas are caused by tadhita pratyayas called as samasantas. Ete samasanta pratyayaha. So these are some of the most common kinds of tadhitas we find both in usage, I mean when we use in language, also when we look at literature. इदानीं कांश्चन विशिष्टान् तद्धितप्रत्ययान् अपि पश्यामः. So I'm just trying to introduce you to the range of tadhita pratyayas we have. It is absolutely impossible to cover tadhitas comprehensively. Forget one class, even in 10 classes, the variety is so much. Okay? So the purpose of this is so that we know, we recognize the functions of tadhitas. Agre kadachit tesham vistarena adhyayanam vayam kartum shaknumah. Tattu yatha kridanteshu maya gata saptahe pradarshitam. Similarly, we have to go step by step in tadhitas. In the same steps, it doesn't matter. So whenever you take, say, kridanta, so first level, we study some of the common ones. That is what we do here also. Matup, patyarthakas, tesham adhyayanam kriyate. Tadanantaram granteshu yatha idanim sanksheparāmayane tatra katham ke tadhitanta shabdaha upayuktaha. So there's a very detailed study under the guidance of Leena Bhagini, where all the tadhitantas present in the text in these 100 shlokas you are analyzing. Next, you can proceed to take pratyaya and understand, okay, if you take, say, apatyarthaka tadhitaha, so what are the words which get an? Which are the ones which get in? So, to an extent, tataha sutrakramena adhyanam kartum shakyate. Atra tu kevalam parichayah. So, I want to introduce, because it's very unique. Tadhitas are fascinating because there are so many kinds of usages. So, just by changing the pratyaya, you can change what you are trying to say. Udaharanartham. Vagmi iti shabdah asti. Vachataha athava vachalaha iti shabdah asti. Both of them are derived from the word vach, meaning speech. So vagmin iti nakaranta shabdah. Vachata ityatra alach athava atach. Atra there is a difference. Vagmi ityukte prashastam bahubhashate. He who talks a lot. Actually, both these words mean those who speak a lot. But he who speaks a lot very well is called Vagmi. Whereas he who speaks a lot but mostly nonsensical, not just like gossip, which is not worth it, then we would call him as a Vachataha or Vachalaha. Okay, so one is an orator while the other is a motor mouth. Okay. Evam ekasmadeva shabdat kevalam tadhita pratyayasya bhedena. So ala jatajau bahubhashini iti sutram. Bahubhashate. Vachataha bahu garhyavak iti Amara Koshe. So Amara clarifies. So vachata or vachala means he who just keeps talking a lot but doesn't make much sense, or it's not essential. Whereas he who speaks very well is called Vagmi, an orator, he who speaks well in, say, in assemblies, he who speaks sensibly, he who can make a very good presentation. So, ekasmadeva shabdat तद्धितप्रत्ययस्य भेदेन अर्थः भिद्यते. Right? So whether you are calling somebody as a Vagni or Vachalah, there is a huge difference in meaning. Evameva Bhishak iti asti, a doctor. Right? So Bhishak Pashaha, Bhishak Rupaha, Bhishak Kalpaha. So Pashap, Rupap and Kalpap. 3 pratyayas which are added. So Pashap is Yapye Pashap. Yapya means again condemnable. Sitaha Bhishak. A bad doctor is called Bhishak Pashaha. Prashamsayam Rupap. So Prashastaha Bhishak. A very good doctor is called Bhishak Rupaha. Whereas Ishad Asamaptau Kalpabdeshya Deshiyaraha. Ishadunaha Bhishak means almost a doctor. Say somebody who has no experience, right? A fresher or a student, a medical student, is called Bhishak Grupaha. So just by the pratyaya, we are conveying a lot about what is our opinion of the doctor. So Bhishak Pashaha, all these are Tadhita pratyayas. Similarly, when we are talking about directions, so Dakshina means south, Sarve Janima. So there we have Dakshinataha, just means to the south. It is a pratyaya called Atasuch. Dakshinena means to the south and not far. Adure, not very far. Whereas far away to the south is called Dakshinahi. So just by changing one letter, which is adding a small pratyaya, we are adding a range of meanings. So you don't have to say, okay, it's towards the south and not far. So this is a long phrase. In Samskrita, there is just one word, Dakshinayana. It is an avyaya. It is not the tritiya vibhakti of Dakshina Shabda. Dakshinayana iti avyayam. So it means to the south and it is close by. So when you are giving directions, it's very useful. Whereas Dakshinahi means it is to the south but pretty far. Evam tadhita pratyayanam yojanena sukshmaha arthabhedaha bhavati. So there are also many tadhitantas which are given by Panini as nipata, means a ready-made form. Okay, so Pitruvya Matula Matamaha Pitamaha. All these are forms given by Panini under Tadhitas. So Pitruvyaha, Pituhu Bhrata. So what he does in these is, instead of specifying a pratyaya, add a pratyaya to Pitru, he just gives a ready-made word called Pitruvya. Evam Matuhu Bhrata Matulaha. Matuhu Pita Matamaha. Pituhu Pita Pitamaha. Okay. So in one sutra, again, he gives all the multiples of 10. They are all actually Tadhitanta Shabdas. So Pankti Vimshati Trimshat Chatvarimshat Panchashat Shashti Saptatyashiti Navati Shatam. So ready-made words which are required for usage are also given by Panini as ready-made forms under the Tadhita umbrella. एवमेव बहूनि पदानि तथा दृश्यन्ते तद्धितेषु. So as I said, artha visheshaha, very special meanings. So vidya chanaha, vidya chunchuhu iti. So these are all rare words, but just for us to know how you can use them. Vidyaya prasiddha, he who is famed for knowledge, that which is known for something. Right? So such a person is called Vidyachanaha. Tatra vastudha Kannada bhashayam asya prayogaha bahut drishyate. Pradana Pandita Chanaha athava Shastrachanaha ityadi prayogaha asan. So we can say Bhashanachanaha means a person who is very good or who is known for his speaking, or a very well-known teacher, Adhyapanachanaha, Shastrachanaha ityadi pratyayaha. Adyashvinam, it's a very special usage. Something which is very close, that is, which is about to happen. We say it may happen today or tomorrow. And so adya and shvaha. So it is actually derived from a tadhita pratyaya added to adya and shvaha. Adya is today or tomorrow, which means something which is very, very close, approaching. Okay. Adyashvina vadava. Vadava means a mare, a female horse. So when I say Adyashvina, so it's full term, it's about to give birth. So such a horse is called Adyashvina Vadava. Adyashvinam Maranam. So on the deathbed, when we say, so he may die very soon, or the results may be announced very soon. Adyashvinaha Phalitamshaha. So Adyashvina is a very special phrase which means something is very close to happening. All these such special usages are conveyed by Tadhita Pratyayas. So there are a few more. Tingantebhyah api Tadhita Pratyayah bhavanti iti uktam. Pachati tamam ityasti. So pachati is a tinganta. To that, prakrishtam pachati, cooks very well. Ityarthe pachati tamam iti prayoga. Evameva pachati kalpam is cook somewhat. I mean, it's slightly edible maybe, but not very good cooking. It's okay. Looks like almost able to cook. Ishad unam pachati. So atra tingantebhyah api tadhita pratyayaha yojyante. You can add it to anything. Modate tamam means extremely happy. Prayatate tamam tries extremely hard. Pidayati tamam. So he bugs or troubles a lot. Evam tingantebhyah api kadachit tadhita pratyayana yojanam bhavati. The resultant is still a subanta. It's an avyaya, but it is classified under subantas. You are taking a tinganta, adding a tadhita pratyaya, and converting it to a avyaya, an indeclinable subanta. Okay. There are also idiomatic usages. Any language, as the language grows, as it gets refined, there occur usages which do not mean or are not meant to be taken in the literal sense. Okay. Say trains cats and dogs. It does not literally mean that cats and dogs are falling from the sky. Right? It means it's a very heavy rain. So tadrishaha prayogaha vacho vichittihi ityuchyante. Vacho yuktihi or vacho vichitti mean idiomatic usages where the person who knows the context understands, but new learners of the language may get confused. If you literally interpret it, it is difficult. It does not mean literally that, but there is an additional meaning which is lent by the language itself. Samaya karoti ityasti. So samaya means time, karoti is to do. What is samaya karoti? Means to while away time, to procrastinate. Okay. So adya idam kartavyam ityukte vignam kanchid apadya kalakshepam karoti iti yavat. A whole sentence is given in the commentary to explain this phrase. It means when something has to be done today, he says, he brings up some excuse or some obstacle and whiles away the time, does not do it. So that is conveyed by the phrase samaya karoti. Okay, procrastination is a very common term. So that is conveyed by samaya karoti. Tatra samaya, the pratyaya there is a tadhita pratyaya. Okay. Similarly, shitakaha and ushnakaha. Shita means cold, ushna means hot, but the pratyaya there indicates shitakaha means somebody who works very slowly. Shitam karoti does not mean somebody who creates cold. So always, I mean, I think it's a very scientific truth. If we look at such words, you can imagine it's a scientific truth that in lower temperatures, the motion of molecules is slow. Whereas if you increase the temperature, the motion of molecules is faster. So that is why the gas molecules move very fast, liquids they move very slower, and solids it's very slow. So shitakaha means somebody who is very cold, that is very slow, who works very slowly, who is lazy is called shitakaha. Whereas somebody who works very rapidly, who does quickly is called ushnakaha. Okay? So shita and ushna are used to indicate slow work and fast work. एवमेव आयशूलिकः इत्यस्ति. Ayah means iron. Shula means a spear. Okay. Ayashula literally means an iron spear. But Ayashulikaha means somebody who is very sharp, who speaks very sternly or severely, who is rather rude and not compassionate. So yaha mriduna upayena anveshtavyan arthan tikšnopayena anvichati saha. So it means somebody who acts very brashly in circumstances which require delicate handling. So such a phrase, the entire meaning of that is, the sternness is not that it is required. So if you are disciplining a child, maybe that severity is required. But this is specifically used when somebody uses very harsh policies or harsh methods to deal with something which can be handled very delicately. Okay. So such a person is called Ayashulikaha. Similarly, Dandajinikaha means a hypocrite. Danda and Ajina. Danda is the stick. Ajina is the cloth made from skin. So Danda and Ajina are actually characteristic of sannyasis, those who have given up material wealth. But Danda Jinika is a sarcastic phrase which says he is trying to use those, that is, he portrays himself as a sannyasi, but he is actually trying to achieve something selfish through that external vesha. So a hypocrite is called Dandajinikaha. So all these usages, we understand the actual context only when it is used. Anenaiva Sanskritam Sambhashane Bahuda Upayuktamasidityaphi Jnayate. If a language is not used in regular speech, such usages do not develop. So that development of meaning to additional layers of meaning to a word happen when the language develops, especially through conversation. एतादृशानि बहूनि उदाहरणानि तद्धितान्तेषु अस्माभिः द्रष्टुं शक्यन्ते. अत एव there is a very popular saying, Tadhita Mudho Vayyakaranaha, which is actually interpreted in two ways. Tadhita Mudhaha Avayyakaranaha. I am sure all of you know the sandhis. So Tadhita Mudhaha plus Avayyakaranaha. Visargasya Uttvam Bhavati Gunaha Purva Rupam. It means a non-Vayyakarana gets completely lost in Tadhitas because there is so much variety and so many layers. It's difficult to get a grip over Tadhitas without the assistance of Vyakarana. Whereas Tadhita Mudha, Tadhitam Udhaha Vayyakaranaha. So Tadhita Mudha. Mudha is he who is fooled or deluded by Tadhitas, whereas Tadhitam Udhaha. Udha means married. So literally wedded to Tadhitas is a Vayyakarana. Grammarians are very fond of Tadhitas because of, again, the same reason. The variety, the richness it adds to the vocabulary. So, अद्य अत्र समापयामः. यदि प्रश्नाः सन्ति तर्हि अहम् उत्तरं वक्तुं प्रयते. So there are a couple of questions. Will the slides be posted in the course page? Yes. So both the Kridantas and Tadhitas I will send today, and we will upload them in the course page along with the lecture. So Dakshinena iti Tadhitasya vibhakti pratyayah bhavati chet tritiya vibhaktihi kim bhavati? Dakshinena iti avyayam asti. So it does not change meanings. So whatever pratyaya you add, it is deleted. The form is only Dakshinena. There are no different vibhakti forms. So where does Unadi pratyayas feature in the Saptavidha classification? I think we saw this last class also. They are a subclass of Krit pratyayas. Paninina Krit pratyayeshu Unadayo bahulam. So they are pratyayas added to dhatus. They are not part of the main Ashtadhyayi, but there is a separate set of sutras. But technically they are Krit pratyayas. And Prakriya, the process in Unadis, is also very similar to that of Kridantas. So in the 7 pratyaya classification, the Unadis would be under Kridantas. Kridanteshu dhatubhyah krit pratyayah tatraiva ashtadhyayam ye pratyayah uchyante te krit pratyayah prithak unadi pathe uktaah pratyayah unadi pratyayah bhavanti. मोदयते तमाम इति अव्ययं भवति चेत् वाक्ये प्रयोगः कथं भवेत्? I'm not sure if you're asking about modate tamam or modayate tamam. Both are possible. So modate means to rejoice. So balaha amraphalam prapya modate tamam. Or parikshayam prathamam sthanam prapya modate tamam. So he is extremely happy having got first place, secured first place in the exam, whatever. Modayate tamam, if we are using the Nijanta, it means to please somebody. So putraha swa charitrena pitarau modayate tamam. He makes the parents extremely happy through his conduct. It is used very similar to Tinganta. So putraha modayate tamam just adds that sense of excessively or extremely to the Tinganta. The Raghu word is not seen in Ashtadhyayi under Shabda Patha. I don't know what it means. See, Shabda Patha cannot cover all Shabdas. There are like literally millions and millions and millions of Shabdas in Samskrita. Shabda Patha will give one word as the sample. So Ukaranta. So that is why we learn words as pattern. So we learn one Shabda as Guru Shabda, say Ukaranta Pullinga. All other Ukaranta Pullingas, unless it is a Vishishta Shabda, will be like Guru. So Raghu will be like Guru. अन्ये केऽपि प्रश्नाः सन्ति वा? ओके, शङ्करी भगिनी.
नमस्ते महोदये. समया करोति इति अस्ति किल, तत्र अव्ययं वा? कथं वाक्ये उपयोगं कुर्मः? यदि अहं विलम्बं करोमि,
Samaya karomi. Tatra, there are some tadhitas actually there. Samaya is tadhita. It is a tadhita antavyaya, to which we add the kr dhatu forms. It is like shukli karoti or swachi karoti. So there also the tadhita part is actually swachi, which means that which is not clean is made clean. So there, along with the tadhita, we use the tinganta. So similarly here, samaya is a tadhita. So aham samaya karomi or vayam samaya kurmaha. The karoti is a tinganta. Samaya is the tadhita part.
अत एव संशयः, प्रातिपदिकं प्राप्यते इति.
Samaya iti tadhitantam vastutah tatra tattu avyayam bhavati. It is used along with the tinganta.
अस्तु महोदय, धन्यवादः.
Sushila.
Namaste, madam. You talked about Taddidanta Nipataha, and you say they are ready-made forms. That means there are also other kind of Nipatas with, it is added to some other words and they will also be ready-made forms.
Nipatana in Samskrita. So there are two ways in which Panini gives a word. For example, he says, take Raghu, add an. He will not mention what is the form. We follow the rules of grammar. There are other rules and we end up with the form called Raghava. The word Raghava by itself is not given by Panini. He gives as Prakriti plus Pratyaya. We derive the final form. Whereas there are some other cases where he gives the ready-made word called Pitruvya. Then we break it down to guess the Prakriti and Pratyaya, where Pitru is the Prakriti and Vyat is the Pratyaya. Okay.
So like Tatidanta Nipata, are there also Kridanta Nipata or?
Yes. Correct. Yes. If that was a question, yes. We have Kridanta Nipatanas also.
Okay. No, I wanted to understand what could be the difference or how is it?
Yes. In for Kridantas also, many times he gives the such ready-made forms in specific senses.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Venkatraman Mahoday.
Namaste, madam. Can you please repeat this Kridantaha and Tadditaha for Bhave? I understood Kridanta for Bhave, Kriya Vachaka, action. Tadditaha for Bhave, Madhuram. Can you please explain that?
Madhuratvam, it means an attribute, that is the nature of something. So sweetness, harshness, that is the bhava.
Okay, it's an attribute. Okay, thank you.
Kishore Acharya. Prashna अस्ति वा Kishore Acharya?
Okay, my question is this. See, what is the end which pratyaya should we end to make the end? For example, like as you said, Dasharatha Dasharathi, and then for Raghu it became Raghava. So how does that ending part happens?
There are different Tathita Pratyayas. There are sutras which specify to which words you add which Pratyaya. So one is an, the other is I. So to which words the default Pratyaya is an, but for specific words you get I and other.
Oh, I see. So there is some standard ones. For example, if it is a Akaranta, then it's always going to be E.
Correct. Right.
And
So there are specifics. For example, for Strilinga Shabdas, it is Dhak. So Vinata becomes Vainateya. Dhak is Eya. So Kunti becomes Kaunteya. Madri becomes Madreya. So each one is defined. So there will be multiple rules which define which Subantas we can add which Pratyayas.
And then when it goes to the female person, for example, for girls, would it be A, or the ending would be A, or the ending would be Dirgha E?
That again, so there are rules for Stri Pratyayas. Each of these which we see here. So there are rules Vikaranas. To which Dhatu you add which Vikarana, there is a set of rules. So to which Pratipadika we add which Stri Pratyayas. It's not a single. Stri Pratyayas are 8 in number. So to which words you add which Stri Pratyayas, there are rules.
For example, like Boinateya, for girl, should it be Boinateya or Boinateyi?
It is Vainateyi.
I see. So, okay. So again, what is the general rule?
So there is like there are 70 rules. There is no general, but dhak, any dhak pratyaya gets ikaranta. Nakaranta words become ikaranta. Rikaranta words become ikaranta. So there are many general rules. I mean, depending on the ending.
Okay, so you're saying that it is very complex, so it is better to just use the
Yeah.
standard.
Every pratyaya, it's like, I mean, we need to get at least to get the overview of the pratyayas, you will need at least 4 or 5 classes. Okay. If you have 4 or 5 sessions, you will know, okay, some general rules at least. Specific ones we have to learn through the sutras.
All right. So, thank you, madam. You have given me some hints. Thank you.
Okay, so there's one more question. What is the reasoning behind the names of pratyayas? By names, I mean assume the actual form of the pratyaya. For example, ghai. So ghai, so every pratyaya will have 2 components. One is the component which we actually hear, and there are additional components. Say if we take ghai, so there are 3 letters. There is gh, there is a, and there is nya. Okay. So the actual part which is heard in the pratyaya is a. Okay. Whereas the gh and ny, in Vyakarana we call them as it. They are basically marker letters which help in the forms, what we call the prakriya. What happens when we join ghai? For example, very simple one. Say we have 2 pratyayas in kridantas. One is ghai and the other is ach. Okay. So ghai also the actual part is a, whereas in ach also the actual part is a. That is what we hear in the pratyaya. I think this is what you would have seen very frequently in the Sankshepa Ramayana. So the a in both cases, the actual pratyaya takes the form of a, but the additional letters govern many aspects. So one of the aspects is by adding ghai, say if there is an akara in the dhatu, it becomes akara. So rama becomes rama, pach becomes paka. Okay, all that is because the effect of this nya. So wherever there is this nya as a marker letter, it elongates the akara on the dhatu. Whereas if you have some other a dhatu to which we are adding ach, it does not get the dirgha. So that's one of the reasons. So the additional letters are added by Panini, keeping in mind the effect, the transformation he wants to bring in when joining the Prakriti and Pratyaya. So it's not at all random. It's very, very, very specific. Each letter will have a specific effect. Okay, he does not add unnecessary letters. So there will be one part which is actually heard, and there are additional letters which have a specific purpose in helping us derive the correct forms. Okay. Okay, I think the last question, Jairam Mohan.
नमस्ते आचार्य, मम प्रश्नद्वयमस्ति। दशरथस्य अपत्यं पुमान् दाशरथिः इति उक्तम्, अपि च पर्वतस्य अपत्यं स्त्री पार्वती इत्यपि उक्तम्। यदि दशरथस्य अपत्यं स्त्री इति भवेत् तर्हि दाशरथी इति भवति वा?
दाशरथिः इत्येव भवति, तत्र इकारान्त स्त्रीलिङ्गशब्दवद् रूपाणि भवन्ति. The pratyaya in Dasharatha is different. I mean, Dasharathi is different from that in Parvati. There it is. One is an, the other is e.
पार्वती तत्र तु यदि तत्र पुमान् भवति तत्र पार्वतः इति भवेत्।
सत्यम्।
अस्तु। अपि च मूगं करोति वाचालम् इति श्लोकः अस्ति खलु, तत्र कुतः तत्र मूगं करोति वाग्मीम् इति न उक्तम्?
तत्र छन्दसः कारणं स्यात्. So it means that, I mean, he was totally silent, but he babbles non-stop. That is also the sense which is intended there. Okay, so that is from being totally silent, there is too much of talking. That is the intention there. So
आचारम् इत्युक्ते जल्पति इति, जल्पति इति। अस्तु 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 अस्तु, धन्यवादः। तदेव। अपि च अन्तिम अर्थ प्रश्नः अस्ति, तत्र वत् इति अस्ति, तत्र रामवत् कृष्णः हसति, तत्र वत् इति भिन्न
तेन तुल्यं क्रिया चेद्वतिः इति तद्धितप्रत्ययः वत् इति।
तद्धितप्रत्ययः। अच्छा, ओके, थैंक यू। तदेव, धन्यवादः।
We'll stop here. We'll share both the presentations, and hopefully we'll learn more about the Dhyata. Gururev gatirgurumev bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave na guroh paramam shishurasmi guror matirasti gurau mama pahi guru.
धन्यवाद भगिनी, बहु उत्तमं वर्ग। धन्यवाद. I will end the session.
Sure.